Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ria here and I'm back with another video on SAP Analytics Cloud, and in this video we are going to discuss about calculated measures. Okay, how we are going to calculate data in our visualization, or you can say stories, or even in a model. Okay, so for till now we just looked at the basic things like what are dimensions and measures, hierarchies, and how we are going to import data and all that. But from now in this video I'm going to teach you some more technical concepts, which will include formulas and mathematics, okay, and expressions. Okay, so it will contain calculations, as you can see here on the screen. Calculations, we are going to talk about calculations today. In this entire video I'm going to show you how we can create calculations on measures. Okay, calculations can be only created on measure. You cannot create a calculated dimension. Okay, you can only create calculated measure. Okay, because calculation can be only performed on numeric values. We cannot perform calculation on non-numerical value like ria plus ria. Do we get anything? No, right? But if we do 4 plus 4 we get 8. Okay, so calculations cannot only be possible with measures, so that's why it is called calculated measure. As you can see here, calculated measure, this is most one of the most important calculated in calculation, the most important concept that we use most of the time is a calculated measure. Then comes restricted measure, and so on. Okay, so let's go one by one. So this is the theory part. Once we complete theory part, and once we get to know the basics and the concept, then we'll go and try out in practically. Okay, how we can create the calculated measure, how we are going to create the calculated measure. Okay, and how we are going to create a restricted measure. And there are so many measures over here. We will see one by one each measure. We'll go and create each measure, and we'll see how it's gonna work. So let's get started. So you create calculations in calculation editor. SAC has provided you with an editor where you easily get formulas and all that. Okay, and you don't have to search or think about a formula. If you just type the first letter of a formula, it will show you a list of formulas, and you can use it from there. So in a story, the calculation editor allows you to create calculations for chart or table. For each type of calculation, a new calculated member is created. Okay, so for example, what is a calculated measure? I'll tell you. So if you have your data, and in your data you have several columns, and in your columns you have dimensional values and uh, measure values, like calculated values, like numerical values. Okay, so this numerical value, which we call measure, in measure you have revenue. Okay, the amount of revenue your company generated, and also you have expenses that was occurred. Okay, so but you don't have profit. You don't have any column like profit. How much profit did your company earn from selling cars? How many profit your company earned from selling computers? You, that data you don't have. You only have data that how many, what was the revenue generated after your company sold so and so amount of cars, or so and so amount of computers, and what were the expenses occurred. Okay, how much inputs you put from your side to create the product. So all that data is there. But now the stakeholder is saying that he wants to see what is the profit. Okay, so in every business, profit is the most important thing that most of the people are interested in a business. What's the profit? Everybody wants to create profit, right? But your data doesn't have any profit. Okay, now how you will show the stakeholder what is the profit? You are just having revenue and expenses, but the stakeholder is interested in knowing the profit. So for that we use calculated measure. Okay, with using calculated measure, you can find out profit for each and every product in your company. You can find how much profit was how much profit your business got after selling cars, after selling computer. Okay, so for that, what you will do, as you all know, the basic formula for creating a profit is revenue minus expenses. Okay, so when you subtract expense from revenue, you get profit. So what you can do, you can just go to this calculation editor. Okay, there you will simply put this formula. Okay, profit is equals to revenue minus expense, and save it. And then once you do that, a new column will be generated. Okay, SAC will create a new column for you, okay, in your story table, and that column you can give the name of the column as profit. Okay, now you got the profit, right? So that's how calculation works. That's how you calculate in stories. So some of the calculations that are supported in SAC are calculate measure, which I just explained to you. Calculated measure, you can calculate two measures, okay, and then you get a output. Like you calculated revenue and expense, and combining this both, you got profit. Okay, then you have restricted measure. This is something slightly different from calculated measure. This restricts the data from a member of account or dimension. Okay, so in simple words, what is this? This is a kind of filter only. Okay, this is a kind of filter. Now in simple words, I can say, if you have a data, you have a huge amount of data, like 1000 records are there in that data, and you want to, the stakeholder wants to see, okay, only the data related to a specific country, say India. Okay, in your data you have many countries. You have Japan, USA, Russia, Australia. Okay, so many countries are there, but your client is interested in only to look data, only to look the profits that were gained by selling products only in India, not in any other parts of the world. So what will you do that time? How will you will, there are 1000 records, right? So will you go and search where is India everywhere? Okay, okay, here is India. Now see the profit. Then scroll down again and then again search where is India. Okay, here is the India. Like that you'll do? No, right? That's a tedious task. So for this problem, we have introduced restricted measure. What this will do is, it's like a filter. You will choose India as the filter, as a country, and only measures, only profit is a measure, right? It's a numeric value. So profit related to only India should be displayed after you apply this restricted measure filter. Okay, so only the in your table or in your story, I mean, other data will be also there. It won't go, okay. It won't get uh, vanished. Data will be there, but the data related to India, it will be highlighted, okay, with some color or some. It will be highlighted. It will be made bold so that the stakeholder can identify. Okay, this is India, and red colored mark or green colored mark. I don't know, that you can choose as per your choice. So like that we can differentiate. Okay, this, that green colored cell over there is for India. Okay, so in India we got so and so profit. So that's restricted measure. So it highlights or it filters out a certain member or numerical values or measures based on certain criteria which we give it. So it will, you can also you know do that expression. Okay, like it is a logical expression. Okay, show if the country is equals to India, then make the color as green. Okay, so that's the logic for this. So this logic also you will create in the calculation editor. Okay, now next is difference form. So difference form is a difference in value between a specific date and time related to the date. So you can see like from January to May, how much is the difference in the profit. Okay, so that's difference from aggregation. This is the simple basic arithmetic operations like sum, count, average. You can do that with aggregation. If you want to show a numeric chart point, okay, in that you have to show the sum of all the profits. Okay, sum of the profits, like you don't want to see individually, like how much profit you got from car, how much from computers, not like that. You want to combine all these profits, cars profit plus computers profit plus some other automobile profit. Okay, so all this combined profit you want to see. So for that you will choose aggregation. You will sum all the profits in your data and just display it in a numeric checkpoint. And next is date difference. Create a calculation that shows the time interval between two dates. Okay, either days, months, or years. This is self-explanatory. Okay, then dimension to measure. As I also showed you in my previous video, you can also convert a dimension to a measure. Okay, there's in the UI of SAC, in your model there are three dots. Just click on it and you will get an option to convert dimension to a measure. Running total. Create a running calculation in a table or a chart based on dimensions in the widget. Okay, you can create running calculations like this. Running calculations, like uh, if you change a cell, if you have a column, and in that column if you change one cell, then if you change that particular cell, it will also reflect back to all the other members in that cell, in that column, sorry. Okay, so that's running total. The it will be, uh, live. Like if you do some calculation, you don't have to save it. Okay, it gets automatically updated once you change it. Okay, so that's running total. Currency conversion. For models with currency conversion and enabled, calculate a value based on currency exchange rate. Okay, so this is something advanced. So when you are going to uh, have some advanced tables, like if you want to calculate a variance statement, if you want to create a table for variance statement of your business, or daily fund position, okay, of your business, or any other, okay, profit and loss balance sheet of your business. So for that, in that case, there will be, your measures will be in currency, right? There will be different currencies in INR, or maybe in MYR, or maybe in dollars. Okay, so different currencies will be there. If you're working in an MNC, then many types of currencies will be there, not only in INR. So for that, to calculate the currency, the amount of money, okay, so for that we have a special type of data type, that's currency. Okay, currency is a data type. And we can also convert the currency, like from MYR to INR, or INR to SGD, or SGD to simple dollars, USA dollars. Okay, so that's for currency conversion. So in a measure based model, developers can create, calculate and measure in the model. Okay, uh, in you cannot only create measures, calculated measure in story, but you can also create in measures, calculated measure in your model. I showed you in my previous video, in the top right corner, sorry, not right, left corner, there is a workspace option. In that workspace option, you have three options, right? Data management, model structure, and then calculation management. So if you go to calculation management workspace, so there you can create calculated measure, okay, and other types of measure. You can also do cross calculations. Remember, not all data sources for models support all calculation types. Okay, some data sources might not support currency conversion, okay, or maybe aggregation. Okay, so now let's create a calculated measure. Let's see it practically. Okay, now you have to, this is my UI. Now let's go to our file. Let's click on edit button. This is in presentation mode, but we have to edit our file, so we have clicked over here, edit. Select this is your table. See, this is your table, and you have to perform calculations on this. So select it. Builder panel will open. To open the builder panel, go over, click on this option. Now here you can see measures, dimensions, all the things will be there. So in measures you have two measures. Select it, click on these three dots and see. From here you can add the calculation. Okay, what I did, I opened the builder panel, and in builder panel I went to measure, then I clicked on three dots, and then I went to add calculation. So this is your calculation editor. Here you can put all your formulas and create calculations. From here you can switch to different types of measures. Like you, if you want to create, now it is in calculated measure, right? Now if you want to create a restricted measure, just click over here and it will show you a list of measure. Okay, and see all the measures that I just explained to you, date difference, aggregation, dimension, restricted, all the things are there. You have to just select it, whichever you want to use. Now I have to use calculated measure, so let's select this. Let's give a name. You have to, this is very important, or else you'll get confused. Where did your calculated measure go? Okay, just give a name. I'm giving it as gross margin ratio. Now let's write the formula. See, I just uh, typed the letter G. Okay, I didn't type the entire, this thing. I didn't even type this entire thing. I just typed D, and it's now giving me some suggestions. Okay, so select this gross margin. This is very important. You cannot just write gross margin. You have to give the entire path. Okay, this is very important. Some people, while writing formulas in the editor, they get confused. They just write like this, gross margin, and nothing else, and then subtract it from revenue, and then they get an error over here that the formula is incorrect. So you don't have to do that. In order to let SAC know that we are we are trying to access data from this measure, gross margin measure, you have to give the proper file path. Okay, and that SAC only does for you. See, you just type G. Okay, you didn't even type anything, you didn't even type gross, you just typed G, and SAC has given you the suggestion, and this is your measure. Okay, now type division, put the division sign, and now type S. You'll get the suggestions, sales revenue. That's it. Okay, that's it. You're calculating a gross margin, a percentage of revenue. Okay, so this is the formula. You're dividing gross margin by sales revenue, and click OK. You didn't get any error, so that means your formula is correct. Now we'll add new measure. See, we have added a new measure. If you want to edit it, you can come over here. It is unformatted. Now the scale is unformatted. As we want the measure to be displayed in the form of percentage. Okay, gross margin should be shown in the form of percentage, not in ratio or any other format. Type the decimal as 1 and click OK. These are some formatting options. See, you can see SAC create. Before we did all these things, right now, were you able to see any column called GM, percentage of revenue? There were only two columns, sales revenue and gross margin. Now this new column has popped up automatically. I didn't even create anything. See, if you go over here, oh, we cannot go back. Oh, that's sad. Let's go, I'll show you. See, this is my actual table before I did all the things. Okay, we can only see dimensions over here, and these are our measure. We have only two measure: sales revenue and gross margin. Can you see any other column over here? No, right? But after I created the calculated measure and added it, I'm getting a new column. See, okay, and this is the name we just gave to our calculated measure. That name will be only displayed over here. Okay, so that's how you use a calculated measure. It has calculated uh, for all the members in your measure. See, this is a measure: Coca-Cola, Orange, Soda. These are all members. These are all members for this dimension members. Okay, so it has calculated 199 divided by 63. 100 divided by 33 is 0.33. 107 divided by 35 is 0.23. So like that, it have calculated for all the members over here. So you don't have to go and calculate one by one. What is 199 by 63? Okay, 0.32, and type it there. Then again come down and calculate this and type it. You don't have to do that. You just have to go over here and just create that measure, and you get the output. Okay, it will be very handy when you have large amount of data, like you have 1000, 5000, 10,000 records of data, and you want to calculate the gross margin ratio. Okay, so we are done with calculated measure. Now let's look at restricted measure, how we can use it. Again, we are having two measures over here, sales and gross. Can you see any other measure? No, right? Now we are going to create a new measure, which is called restricted measure. So select your table. Sorry for the background noise. Go to your measure. Select on the three dots and add calculation. Same that we did for calculated measure. If you want to go to the calculation editor, you have to do it that way. And come over here and now select. This is in calculated measure. Select it as restricted measure. Give it a name. Now this has some uh, extra options. It were not there in calculated measure, but this will have some extra options that you have to carefully select. So for measure, we are selecting the measure that we have to calculate. So we are selecting sales revenue as the measure, and values will be, we will select it by member. Yeah, so see, I told you, I gave you an example, right? If you want to see data only for India or a particular country, you can do that. So now we are going to see data only related to Germany. So we are going to select this Germany and select OK. And that's it. The dimension and all, you don't have to worry about that. Click OK. See, a new column has been added to your table, and this is a restricted measure. Okay, so SAC has calculated the revenue only for related to Germany. Okay, in Germany, how much revenue was generated? It has calculated. So selling Coca-Cola in Germany created a revenue of 86,000. Selling Sprite in Germany created a profit of 44,000. Okay, Diet Cola and all that. Okay, root beer, selling root beer in Germany calculated got a profit of, not profit, revenue of 100. I don't know what is the currency of Germany, sorry for that, but yeah, in German currency, these are all in, not in German currency, this is just a normal data type, I guess. This is not a currency data type, so for that we have to convert it into a currency data type. Okay, these are just simple measure. So that's how we use a restricted measure. I hope this is very clear to you guys. Now coming to, let's see how to create a restricted account type calculation. This is also very important. I want to teach you each and everything related to calculation because it's very confusing topic. Many get stuck because it includes mathematics, and mathematics is kind of complicated. So let's select table and go to accounts. This is your account measure. Similarly, click on three dots, go to the calculation editor, click on this drop down, go to restricted measure, restricted account measure, give it a name. This is very important, please give it a name or you'll get confused. Now select the account that you want to use. Okay, there are several accounts, so you select type, operating income, and select it. Okay, value year to date, and select okay, values year to date. Okay, you have to convert year to date, and account is operating income. Now select story calculation, and this is the name that you given just now to your measure. Do some formatting. This will also have some formatting. Give it a scale in millions, and decimal is 2 is fine. See, you got a new column over here in which is showing the year to date running cost. Okay, so that's it, how you use a restricted measure for the account type calculation. Date difference, let's see this also. Date difference, no, not date difference, it's difference from. Okay, select the table. Okay, you already selected it. Go to account, click on three dots, go to the calculation editor. If you do this, if you practice this, you will, always remember where is the calculated editor, where is this option, where is that option. Okay, right now you will feel little tricky because it's your first time, but once you practice on your system and you practice it now, like how I already know where's the editor and where's the measure, where's the builder panel. Okay, so if somebody asks me, Ria, where's the builder panel? I'll tell him in 0.1 seconds, it is over here. Just click this option over here and you'll get the builder panel. So like that also you will, I agree that the SAC's user interface is bit complicated to understand, to master for a beginner. But once you practice daily or maybe frequently, you will be, it will be very easy for you to locate all the tools, all the features in SAC. So now let's select the type, difference from. Let's give it a name. Account, let's select this one, operating income. And now we have to compare this with some time intervals. We have to compare operating income from current time interval to, I think, previous year's time interval. We have to check this box. This also we have to check because we have to see it in percentage format. We don't need this absolute, so let's uncheck and select OK. Okay, so now it will compare current time intervals like operating income of 2025 with operating income of all the past years. If your company was opened in say 2016, so it will compare operating income of 2025 with operating income of 2016 to 2024. Okay, operating income that was generated from 2016 to 2024. Okay, in this time period, whatever operating income was generated, it will compare to 2025's operating income. So that's what difference is used for. See, you get the difference. Okay, it's in minus. I think it's not good. It's in minus. So that's how business can see, okay, what are the differences, how much we are lacking behind than our past performances. If we are performing good in our past, but what's is it constant? Are we performing that good today also in current time? Okay, like that we can differentiate. Okay, now this is in minus, so it's bad. The business needs to look after it and improve their performance. Now coming to calculated account type and client, this is not that important, we are not going to see it. Let's see aggregation. This is for adding. Okay, so click the table and this will open up the builder panel. Go to account, go to your measure, three dots, go to calculation. I'm showing you step by step, guys, so that you don't get confused. Go over here, go to aggregation, select aggregation, give it a name. Operation will be sum, but in this use case we are going to use average, because in this use case we want to see average of which measure. Let's see, average of operating income. Okay, we have to see average of what is the average operating income we have in our business. So that's why we are using the aggregation average. So like we don't want to see sum. Okay, we don't want to see sum of all the operating income, we just want to see average. What's the average operating income? So that's why we have used it. Select. Okay, see, the average operating income is for 2016, it was 150 million. Okay, and the average is 12 million. Okay, and in 2025 it has tremendously reduced. Where is 150 million and where is, I hope this is 1 million, or it is comma. Oh, it's a comma, so it is 1034 million. Okay, it's good. If this was a point, then it was 1 million. It is a comma over here, I can't see it properly. In SAC the fonts are very small, guys, so I suggest that you use your glasses. And this is the average that the SAC has given you. So here you can see the font is very small, and also the color of the font is very light. Even I am not able to see it properly. Then how the stakeholders will be able to see? So with this you can style your table. This is the option over here. I'll create a separate video also. If you, I think I've already created much videos how you can style your stories and tables in your SAC. So you can change the color of all these things. Okay, these are the default color. Okay, if you have some visual problem, if you can't see the color that all SAC has default kept default, then you can change it by going to this styling option. So that's for aggregation. Now calculated dimension, you can also create a calculated dimension. Okay, so you can create a calculations on dimension to manipulate non-numeric data. Okay, to concatenate two dimensions. Okay, you cannot get RIA plus RIA is equals to RR IIYYAA. You cannot get like that. You will get RIA RIA. Okay, you will get a dimension as RIA RIA. Or you want to, like, you want to combine first name and last name of a person. Okay, you have a dimension called first name and you have a dimension called last name, but you need only one dimension with full name of the person. Okay, if there's Pooja Patil, okay, you don't want just Pooja in a different column and Patil in a different column, you just want Pooja Patil. For that you use calculated dimension. Okay, so there are measure based dimensions also. What are measure based dimension? When you're working with a high number of dimension members, It may be useful to group them based on, yeah, that's what I just told you. Okay, so let's create one. All these things are very easy if you pay attention and if you practice, or else it may go bouncer. And now we are working with dimension, so click on dimension, create calculated dimension. See, you can see here. I hope you can see here because the font is very light. Give it a name. Enter en. Will give you suggestions. Select this. Select entity dimension. Enter the formula. Select product dimension. It is adding this character between these two dimensions and it is creating a new column based on that. You can also add characters in if you want. See, entity and product. You got calculated dimension, okay? This column will combine these two dimensions. Northeast no product, northeast no product. See, northeast athletic shorts, northeast athletic shorts, like that. Okay, so that's for calculated dimension. You can also create formulas in the table itself. Let's create a table formula. I know this video is going very long, but this is very, very important, guys. Okay, this all these things, this is what the company is going to pay you. Okay, all these things not all people can do because this is something complicated. Okay, only professionals and experts in SAC can do this. So that's why you have to master this calculations in SAC. We are creating table formula for this. Okay, we have to right click over here, add a column. We're adding a new column. Give it a name. You can also come over here, select some tools, select formula bar. Now you can write a formula over here. See, this formula bar will open. You don't have to again and again go to the formula editor. You can type it over here also. This is your formula. See, now this is a bit tricky. This looks something like Excel formulas to me. Okay, so if you want to do formulas on inside the table itself, okay, a quick formula, okay, inside the table itself, then you can do it from here. Put that formula. It is filtering the data, okay. If C2 cell 2 minus cell 4 is equals to 1, then minus this from this, okay. So that's what the formula is. The third column is C, okay. So this is a new column you have got. Click enter and you'll get the new column. See, you got the data over here, okay. Scroll down. You have to also select the date. You can also apply filter. Select all the formattings like we did before for other measures. And you're done. See, you are getting you did this here. You didn't go over here or click the three dots, then open the editor and then you did it. If this is a quick If you want to do a quick calculation, you can just do it from here also. Okay, and you'll get the new column created. And that's for table formulas. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this was very useful for you. Okay, and you can check out this link. Okay, I'll share this link in my description. You can check it out and you can practice by yourself. You can create how I've also created a video how for creating a trial account in SAC. SAC is not free. Okay, I'm repeating it again. SAC is not free of cost. It will cost you money, but for students or beginners, okay, they have kept a trial account of 30 days where you can practice by yourself in the system. Okay, and you can perform all this in the system itself. Okay, or you can come over here and you can do this exercise as well, like how I did. It is similar to actual system. Don't have to do that also. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned something new, and in my next video we are going to look at some other important concepts in data modeling. Okay, this was for calculate and measure. Okay, and in my next video I'm going to cover some data modeling concepts. Okay, like how we can link a model. Okay, how we are going to link one model to another model and use data from both the models, not just a single model. Okay, so happy learning, guys. See you in my next video.